Good afternoon and welcome to the Art Studio. I'm so excited that you have joined us this year. And we've got a couple of exciting little pictures that we are going to paint this year. I'm Karen Keating with the Brain Injury Association, North Carolina, and I'm up here in the mountains in the western part of the state. And so one of the things that we will be painting today is a mountain, is a sunset scene. And because we're coming on to the holidays, also wanted to be able to give a second option of a Christmas tree. And of course, you can do these and make them your own, but we'll show you what you need to get started. So come on and join me. All right. So what we have that you guys were sent in your packages were paints. You've got 6 different colors of paints, which came with little plates. So you can put one color in each plate. And then we've got some paintbrushes. This is a foam paintbrush, which has got a wider base. And then you've got 2 smaller paintbrushes. And you have a canvas. Because I'm doing 2 different pictures, I'm going to do one of the pictures on the small canvas, and then I will do the other picture on my pseudo canvas that I made. So let's get started. What you will need to do before you do anything is to open up the paints. What you will see is when you unscrew the top, there is a white, let me see where it is here, a little button that came on the top. You just need to peel that off. And I have peeled all of mine from the different colors and just put them on this paper towel. So take a minute and open up each one of these. Just take the lid off, peel off the little tab, and then you'll screw the lid back on. So again, give you just a second to go ahead and get that done. You will also want to get a clean glass of water because this is what you will be using to rinse your brushes. So again, I'll let you take a moment. Someone else is with you, have them go ahead and grab that water for you. So we'll put that over here. The other thing that I like to have is paper towels. You may want to wipe your brushes on them. If you get paint on your fingers, you can use those to wipe that off. This paint will just rinse off with water. So don't be afraid if it does get on your skin. Now you want to try and not put it on your, get it on your clothing, but if you do, again, it can wash out. So we will take our paper towels and we'll just put them off to the side as well. Another thing that I like to get is maybe just an extra plate. A paper plate, this is a styrofoam plate that you can use to, maybe you want to mix your colors. If you don't want to put in little containers, then you can use the big plate. So what you can do is when you get all your lids off of the paint, go ahead, take your little container and just squeeze some paint into each one. So there is our black. Here is the white. Here is your red. And I'm outside, so you guys might hear some noises in the background. Hopefully they're not going to be too loud. But with our art studio, sometimes creativity comes better when we're outside. I know for me it does. So here we go. Let's get this green out here. All righty. So now you've got all your colors lined up. You've got your water. And I'm just going to move my water over here a little bit. Be able to rinse my brushes. And again, I've got extra paper towels to be able to help dry them. And that's where I put all the little tops from the paint. So we will start with our mountain scene. Whoops, yeah, see the mountain scene? Let me get that up a little bit. Okay, so now you can see all of it here. Sometimes it's just a matter of maneuvering things around to make it easier for everyone to see. So thank you for bearing with us today. So we're going to start with this mountain scene. And what you want to do is, and again, how you do this becomes your picture. There's no right way to do it. There's no wrong way to do it. This is 3 different mountain ranges. You've got the one in the far back is kind of greenish blue. Then you've got the blue, and then these are darker here in the front. So what I'm going to do is just take a pencil and just going to draw a little bit of a mountain range on my picture. And all I've done is just a little bit of mountains with the pencil. And I'll show you in a minute. And again, there's no amount of mountains that you need to do, but this just kind of gives you a guideline of what to do. So you can see just a little bit. And again, these do not need to be super formed, because when you're going to paint them, you will see that the paint can actually kind of smooth over some of the rough edges. But what we're going to do is start with the sky and the sunset. So what you want to do is take your foam brush, and you can see up at the top how it's kind of red and orange. I'm starting off with my red. So just dip it in there, just like this. You can see you've got it on the end, and then you can just start painting along the top. Your mountains are down here, so you're painting up here for the sky. And you can paint it as thick or as thin as you would like. And again, we're going to be adding some other colors as we go along. So you'll go about almost halfway down the page. And so what you have is, it looks like this. What we're going to do is then take a little bit of the yellow. And you don't need to rinse out your brush at this time. Certainly you can, but you can just dip that in the yellow. And then we're going to start a little bit up into the red. And that's where we're going to put the yellow, because the sun, as it fades down in the sky, the colors fade together. And no matter when we look at the sunsets, they're always different. They're always special. They're always unique. So you can do more of the yellow. And as we get farther down, you can see what you like as far as your sunset. So you can see I've gotten some of the yellow farther down. Now what I'm going to do, because you see the outlines of the mountains, we're going to turn it upside down, and we're going to put this brush down, and we're going to take this smaller brush, actually the middle size, and dip it into the yellow, and we're just going to outline the mountains. And this will be easier when you go to fill it in. And I'll show you in a minute what I'm doing. I just absolutely love the sunsets, and I know, you know, we always have our campfire at camp right after sunset, and sometimes, you know, we've seen the sky turn the bright orange and the reds, and it is such a beautiful time and a relaxing time. And at the end of the day, you know, it's always a good time to just reminisce and remember the day. So this is what I've done. I had turned it upside down and just outlined the mountains. So what you can do then is turn it back around, and with this same brush, just go ahead and fill in the other areas. And I'll show you what that will look like here when I get done. And again, your creation is your creation. There is no right way. We're just giving you options and showing you. But I think that you'll find your creativity in your painting. So there we have the mountains. You can see the sunset coming down. So now what we want to do, while you still have a little bit of this orange, of this yellow, just dip the end in it. So you just got the end of it, and just do some light colors across the sky. You can see how I just did some of the light colors up here in the sky. Go ahead and rinse that one off now in your water. This is where you will want your extra paper towels, and you can go ahead and dry that. Because now what you're going to do is we're going to start with our green mountains. You can see you've got the green mountains over here. So you'll take this same brush, and we'll go into the green. And we'll outline these mountain range. If you guys have ever been near mountain range, if you've ever been here in the western part of the state by the Smokies, you can see so many different variations and colors of the mountains and the mountain ranges far off. It's so interesting and so fun to see that, and that's why they call them the Smokies, because you see so many different colors of the blues and the mountains in the long range and everything else. So here is our mountain ranges, you can see. And again, you can do more with the green, you can do less. You don't have to do the green at all. If you wanted to do it all different variations of the blue, that would be fine as well. So what we're going to do is this next range in here is going to be blue. So what I will do is I'm going to rinse off my brush. You see how the color of the water is changing a little bit. Take your paper towel and just go ahead and dry it off. Then you'll want to find your blue, and again, same type of thing, you're just going to outline. But it's going to now be outlined under the green, because that's where the next mountain range is coming. We always love to go up on the Blue Ridge Parkway and drive, and I love the long range views. There's just something about the mountains that to me is so calming and relaxing that I just absolutely love to do that. And I'm sure that each of you have been to the mountains. If you haven't, you'll be excited for tomorrow, because I believe that we are going to be visiting Yellowstone National Park. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we get to the end of today. So here, I've just gotten my mountain range just blended in with the green. So now you can see here's the next mountain range. And once again, go ahead and rinse your paintbrush, dry it off a little bit. And now we're going to add the black. So once it's dried off, go ahead, you've got your black here, and you're just going to outline. This is usually the mountain range that's the closest. Sometimes it's the darkest, because it's now farthest away from the sun that's setting. And that's why, you know, depending on where the sun is, if there's clouds, These are what makes the different colors of the different ranges. You know, we've seen somewhere, I've seen probably 4 or 5 different colors of blue on the mountains, and that is just so exciting and so fun. Really enjoy that. So let me just finish up here. You guys will have to put in the comments what mountains you've seen, where you've been, which ones whether you visited them on your own, whether you've gone with family, maybe gone with friends over time, or ones that maybe you haven't been to, but you would like to go to, you know, your dream vacation, your dream spot. It's always great to have those, you know, those dream spots, those dream vacations. So here are the mountain ranges up close, and you can see that. So now what we want to do is add a little of a sun that is setting. So rinse this off, and what we're going to do is just dip this a little bit in the white. And again, just on the edge of the brush. And what you'll want to do is right on one of the valleys, you can just put your brush down and just kind of twirl it. Makes a little bit of a circle. And then that becomes your sun, but we're not done with that. So what you can do is you take a little bit of the yellow, and we're just doing a little bit of streaks through the sun. And again, it's just kind of going through the clouds. So there you go. There is your sunset. I'm anxious to see pictures of what you guys have done as well. You know, this is coming up to a time of giving. You might want to save this for yourself. You might want to give this as a Christmas gift. You might want to do an exchange with a friend and say, you know, I've made something for you. If you want to make something, we can exchange it. There's all kinds of things that you can do with this. But there is your sunset, and we want you to take pictures and send them in so that we can put them up on our website. We definitely want to see what you've done. All righty. I'm going to put this over here. And I will get my other canvas. Again, I had to kind of make my own canvases, so you're going to have your own. This is if you maybe looked at these 2 pictures when we first put them up and said, oh, I don't want to do the sunset. I want to do the Christmas tree. Or if you did the sunset and you want to then do the Christmas tree, this will be your opportunity to, you know, maybe get another canvas, be able to just paint it on a piece of paper. But again, something else for you to do and to be able to give to someone else. But this is going to be fun. We will take our sponge brush that we will rinse off, and we may just want to squeeze it out a little bit with the water, and then can just dry it. Again, some of the colors can go together, so that's okay. So what we are going to do with our Christmas tree is I want you to, into the green, again, on the end, and you kind of make almost like Z's. You can do that. You know, when you look at trees, they're not exactly the same shape on both sides. They're not exactly, you know, just the same. So this can be kind of however you want to do it. And just kind of back and forth and back and forth. And then along the bottom, just like this. And then you want to go ahead and just kind of sponge in the green. And off to the side, just kind of make it wispy. Because like I said, if you've seen Christmas trees, you've seen them kind of wispy. So there's kind of the shape of your Christmas tree. Want to leave a little room up here on the top because we're going to be putting a star on the top of this Christmas tree. Something like that. Now I want to do a small base. So what I'm going to do is rinse this off once again. And we'll just kind of squeeze it out and dry it off because we're going to not use that this moment. We're going to use this paintbrush and dip it into the black. And you're just going to do a small line, and that's going to be the base of your tree. Doesn't need to be a big base because, as you know, most of the base is in a container. It may be in a tree stand or something like that, but just a small base. Now what we're going to do, I made a blue tree skirt. I love blue. I think it's a beautiful color for the holidays. So I'm going to do blue for this. Again, you can do any color that you'd like, whatever is special to you, but we're just going to make just a circle. Again, it doesn't have to be precise. It doesn't have to be exact. Because as you know, nothing is exact, and it's kind of fun if it's not so precise, because that shows you the uniqueness of it and what you've done. Show you here. So there we have our tree skirt, and you can see it's coming and taking shape. We're outside, got a little bit of wind blowing, so let me put my paint on here so things just don't blow away. Okay, now we will put some red Christmas balls on our Christmas tree. And the fun thing with this is I want you to take this sponge, and on the bottom of it is how we're going to make the balls. So just take the end and dip it in the red paint. And then you're just going to put it on the tree like that. If you want, if you would like to do a color other than red, that's fine too. If you want to mix your colors, certainly you can do that. This morning I just felt like red was going to be the color for me because I wanted it bright and I wanted it to pop. All right, I'll put one more right there. So now you've got the balls on the Christmas tree. Bring it back or leave it. And now what we're going to do is the star on top. We are going to take our other brush, the thin one, and this will be for the star. I want you to dip it in the yellow and you make it plus sign. Just make a plus sign and then go on the opposite corners. You make it as big or as little as you'd like, as thick as you would like. And there is the Christmas tree and the star. So I'm excited today that we were able to do a couple different projects. We've got the sunset. And we've got our Christmas tree. You know, again, a wonderful gift to give to someone, a wonderful piece of art for yourself. You know, the season is all about giving, and these are things that, you know, we want you to be able to have something to give to someone else. But I want to thank you so much for joining us today in our art studio. And make sure that you tune in tomorrow because we are going to be going to Yellowstone. Have a great rest of your day.